or Appleton. And welcome back. Brain injuries affect 2.8 million Americans every year. The Brain Injury Alliance of Wisconsin says Americans are more likely to sustain a traumatic brain injury than to be diagnosed with other serious medical conditions such as a spinal cord injury, multiple sclerosis, HIV/AIDS, and breast cancer combined. Later this month, the organization will be holding its annual conference in the Wisconsin Dells. And one of the keynote speakers at that conference will be our former colleague, Sarah Thomsen. Sarah, always great to see you. Hard to believe it's been 2 years this month since you sustained your brain injury. How have you been lately?
I can't believe it's been 2 years either. It's kind of a blur, but at the same time, it feels like an eternity. And I had no idea some of those stats that you just mentioned about how many people sustain brain injuries. I had no idea until you're in it and you realize how much it is and how much it affects you, how crazy it is. I'm kind of about the same as when we talked several months ago, still doing lots of treatment. Lots of vision therapy and all kinds of everything my doctors tell me to do, I'm doing. It's not quite doing it yet, not quite working like I want it to, but one of these days it's going to. You can see my chart right behind me on the wall back there. That's part of my vision exercises, and the question mark on there, I just stare at that sometimes, just trying to get my eyes to focus. Sometimes I can see it and sometimes I see 3 of them. So depends on the day. I never know what it's going to get, what I'm going to get each day. But I guess I think I've told you before, every day is a new adventure and we just see how it's going to go.
Well, tell us about this conference coming up May 21st, 20th and 21st, excuse me. Who's going to be attending and how did you become one of the featured speakers?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know how I was asked to be a speaker. My doctor is one of the kind of in charge of it. And so the majority of the people who will be at this conference, it's for other doctors who are treating people with concussions and with brain injuries. And then also in attendance will be other brain injury survivors and their families or their caregivers. When my doctor asked me to share my story and kind of explain everything, he said, "You'll be our keynote speaker as the survivor." And I'm like, survivor? That's kind of weird. That's not what I think of. In all those years of stories that we've done, I think of people who beat cancer and who've overcome these crazy illnesses and diseases and things like that and live to tell their story and are a survivor. And I don't think of myself that way, but he said, you can really share your story and your experiences and hopefully help other people. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I just want to help other people so they don't have to deal with what I'm dealing with.
Well, obviously you've not been able to work, and I know reading is the big challenge for you. So how have you been gearing up to prepare for a speech, and are you a little nervous that you're kind of stepping out there?
A little nervous, yeah, because I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. It's very possible I might get dizzy and just fall right over in the middle of it. We'll see.
Let's
I don't
hope
know
not.
what's going to happen. I get dizzy very easily still. It's even looking at you right now, you're kind of swirling, you're moving around a little bit. I never know how the day is going to go, but I'm going to try it. I think it's really important, and I think it's a positive step to be able to go out there and share my story and explain the kinds of things that I am going through. People tell me all the time, "Well, you look great, you sound great." Luckily, my speech has come back and I can do that. But like you said, I can't really read. So I have worked with my husband and my kids to make a PowerPoint presentation where it's just bullet points. I don't have to read a lot. There's pictures to remind me what I want to talk about. But actually, my kids have done all of it and put it together for me. I told them what I wanted to say, and then they typed it out. My oldest went in and made the pictures and edited everything together for me to make it look nice. And my doctor's going to be there, and my husband will be there. And if I give him the cue, pull in my ear. I think that was what Carol Burnett used to do if she was trying to send a signal. Pull in my ear, that means I'm getting dizzy. Somebody else come up here and bail me out. We'll see how it goes.
I know we talk often, and I know how important it is for you to share your story. Is this like the start of it? Obviously we did on the air, but I mean, you really would like to do this all over the country, perhaps.
I would someday really like to do this because I feel like I'm able to tell people and explain things and describe what this is like. As I said before, people say, "Oh, but you look great," which I appreciate, but it drives me crazy at the same time. Because if you could see what it's like from this side looking out, you wouldn't say that. And so my doctors and my physical therapist and speech therapist and everyone have said that they can tell by my background, being a storyteller and being someone who comes up with words and ways to describe things, that I describe some of my symptoms and the things that happen to me in a different way. And they said they've used that to talk to their other patients and talk to other people and said, "Hey, is this what you're experiencing?" And they're like, "Yes, I couldn't put that in those words, but yes, that's what's happening." So I'm kind of hoping that maybe my ability to do that will open some doors and shed some light on this for other people that are not able to have that voice.
And just finally, I mean, you'll be speaking in front of a lot of doctors, medical professionals. So how are you gearing up for that? And what do you hope they take from what you'll be sharing?
Well, I hope there's some little piece of information that I give them that maybe I haven't told my doctors or thought I did or any other doctors, and they're going to go, "Oh, hey, I know how to fix this." And I'll be cured and it'll be great. I don't know that that's going to happen. I mean, that would be a miracle. I would love that. But I guess I'm just really trying to kind of go through and explain to them my day and the kinds of crazy things that happen to me and how unpredictable it is and how hard I am working to try to get back to my normal life and be able to do things again. Just sharing little stories like that of little things that people will somehow have a different viewpoint and a different understanding of just how complex brain injuries can be.
Yeah, well, Sarah, we thank you very much for your time today. Wish you all the best. I have no doubt you'll be fantastic down there at the conference. We'll chat with you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.